In the midst of the chaos unleashed by the conflict between Israel and Hamas, the global panorama has reached a critical point. Concern in the West has intensified due to terrorist acts carried out by Iran's proxies in the Middle East. Despite US and UK support for Israel's war against Hamas, both powers took rigorous measures to curb the actions of Iranian proxies. As Israel launched its attacks in Gaza, forces from Hezbollah, Iran's Lebanese proxy, and Houthi rebels, its Yemeni proxy, harassed the Israeli army. Israel's successful management of two fronts took an unexpected turn in late November, when Houthi rebels attacked civilian ships in the Red Sea. These attacks, largely ignored by the West and East during the Israeli offensives, dramatically altered the global trade and economic balance, forcing the United States and the United Kingdom to intervene. Despite repeated warnings from the US and British militaries, the Houthi rebels persisted in their attacks, prompting both powers to bomb them for a week. American and British warships, submarines and fighters attacked missile launchers, underground and surface arsenals, and eliminated numerous Houthi rebels, including several of their leaders. As the region watched closely, the Houthis' significant loss of strength weakened Iran's regional support for its allies. Although Iran did not intervene directly in the conflict, its attempts at distraction in Pakistan, Iraq and Syria were unsuccessful. Pakistan, for its part, responded forcefully by purging a top Iranian Revolutionary Guard commander, further weakening Iran's position in the region. Desperate and cornered, Iran found itself facing two crucial blows. On the one hand, the United States and Britain put down the Houthis in Yemen, and on the other, Pakistan's entry into the picture forced Iran to withdraw completely. Furthermore, one of the strongest blows against the Iranian proxies came from Israel, which not only fought directly on two fronts, but also took decisive action to dismantle Yahya Sinwar's organization, eliminating several top Iranian commanders in the process. In the turbulent scenario of the conflict between Israel and Hamas, Gaza stands as the epicenter of both the beginning and the outcome of the conflict. In parallel, the Israeli armed forces carried out a top-secret operation that eliminated one of the main leaders of Hamas, Yahya Sinwar. This event once again put Israeli geography in focus, revealing the intricate plot that weaves operations to dismantle Iran's ambitions in the region. To fully understand the complex maneuvers that led to the fall of Hamas leader Yahya Sinwar, it is crucial to delve into Israeli operations in the Gaza Strip and decipher the enigma of the underground connections that characterize the region. The battle between Israel and Hamas is in its final stage, thanks to the discovery of intelligence networks in the Gaza Strip and the resolution of the unknowns of the underground networks. The path to Hamas's top leader involved hard work by Israel's domestic and foreign intelligence services, as well as the elite combat units of the Israel Defense Forces, IDF. These forces intensified operations against Sinwar's closest collaborators, demolishing more than half of the extensive network of tunnels that stretches 500 kilometers in the Gaza Strip since the start of the conflict. These tunnels serve as a refuge for senior Hamas officials, field commanders, intelligence information, weapons and military equipment. Sinwar is presumed to be hidden in one of the branches of the intricate tunnel system in southern Gaza. The IDF has carried out raids in various directions with the aim of capturing him. Despite its previous evasions, the IDF has managed to undermine Hamas' operational and intelligence capabilities by capturing close collaborators and obtaining critical information about the organization. Recently, the IDF carried out a surprising operation in the Gaza Strip, announcing the capture of Bilal Nofal, a senior Hamas official responsible for interrogating suspected spies of the terrorist group in the region. The collaboration of the Shin Bet intelligence service was essential for the elimination of Nofal, and the operation was carried out with the participation of the Israeli Air Force. Nofal, who played a crucial role in developing the organization's research and learning methodologies, became an essential link in the chain leading to the dismantling of Hamas and its connections with Iran. The plot is further complicated by the death of a senior Hamas operative, leaving the terrorist organization reeling in its ability to study and grow. This clandestine operation, aimed at decimating Hamas's intelligence network, arose in response to the launch of 50 rockets against Nedavat, a city in southern Israel. Following the daring attack, Israel Defense Forces, IDF, troops successfully traced the launch point in the Gaza Strip, discovering 3 shuttles, each loaded with 10 barrels, some of them containing missiles. The IDF acted quickly to destroy the complex and the shuttles, neutralizing future threats. In a continuing offensive, the IDF surrounded southern Gaza, carrying out targeted operations against Hamas's upper echelons. In the city of Khan Yunis, elite soldiers raided the headquarters of the commander of the Southern Battalion, revealing surveillance cameras, weapons, ammunition and grenades belonging to Hamas. Israeli troops examined the captured cameras before destroying them, the IDF said. This raid was just one of many successful operations carried out in Khan Yunis, as indicated by the Israel Defense Forces in a joint statement with the Israel Security Service, Shin Bet. In an unexpected twist, Waimakin Abdallah Abu Fun, Deputy Director of Propaganda for the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, was targeted and killed in an attack by the Israeli army. While IDF operations were underway, a terrorist team attempted a close-range firefight but was completely annihilated. Prior to the raid against the Hamas leadership in Khan Yunis, the IDF also fired on various terrorist hotspots in the vicinity, including the headquarters of the Palestinian Islamic Jihad. In the midst of these events, each of the intelligence and operational networks of the terrorist groups Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad are being systematically dismantled. Hamas is cornered in the Khan Yunis settlement, becoming one of the main operational targets of the Israel Defense Forces. The complexity of the plot intensifies as the IDF advances strategically, challenging and neutralizing terrorist threats on multiple fronts. Following a daring attack on Israeli forces, the Israel Defense Forces, IDF, detected the presence of 3 terrorists in Khan Yunis, who attempted to escape into a building after firing mortars at soldiers. In response, the IDF deployed a combat helicopter to effectively neutralize the 3 terrorists. This episode marked just one of the fronts on which Hamas confronted Israeli forces, as fighting spread across both the southern and central Gaza Strip. On the outskirts of Sheikh Island in central Gaza, 2 known terrorists were attacked by IDF troops. With the collaboration of an Israeli Air Force IAF fighter, the designated Hamas members were successfully eliminated, and the operation resulted in the seizure of numerous weapons in the area. The coordinated response highlighted the IDF's ability to adapt and respond quickly to threats. The Gaza coastal strip was also the scene of notable incidents, where IDF naval forces carried out large-scale bombing raids to destroy Hamas assets. Collaboration between ground, air and naval forces resulted in significant casualties for Hamas, according to reports. These airstrikes managed to eliminate hundreds of strategic Hamas targets, underscoring Israel's determination in fighting terrorism and protecting its citizens. Beyond the Gaza Strip, counterterrorism operations have intensified in the West Bank, where Hamas has its strongest influence. Recently, it has been revealed that the head of the terrorist infrastructure in Nablus was eliminated in a joint operation carried out by the IDF and the Israel Security Service, Shin Bet. These events highlight the breadth and complexity of actions undertaken by Israel to counter terrorist threats coming from Hamas, underscoring the country's determination in defending its security and that of its citizens.